Hello, welcome to another episode of EPMS Tech Talk. I'm Chris Costa.
And I'm Joanne LaFlamme.
So Joanne, I thought we've got a new version coming out in a week or two. I thought maybe tonight we could go through some of the changes that development's been doing.
That'd be great to see them ahead of time.
Okay,
All right.
good. All right, well I'll start by opening up Enterprise. There's four changes we'll talk about tonight. One is in AR, the ability to edit posted invoices, specifically with the user-defined fields.
Okay.
A system setting option to be able to use the finished good lot price if it's set.
Okay.
And, a user setting, and then a change to the month-end utility too. So we can just kind of take a look at those four.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we'll start with maybe the used lot price. Okay. So if I go into File Maintenance and go into the System Settings, you'll notice at the bottom here there's a new option to use finished good lot price. And what that's going to do is when you enter a finished good order, if you don't have the option set, it's just going to pick up the sell price right off the item like it always has.
Okay.
But if you have the option set, it will go into inventory and look at the unit price right on that lot.
So it's going to be the unit price on the lot in inventory, not the unit cost on the lot.
Correct.
Okay.
Unit price. Yeah.
Great.
So when you're building an order to ship the finished goods, you have the ability there to set the unit price. So if you wanted to change off of the cost, change the price, maybe specifically for that customer or some sort of contract agreement,
Okay.
you can set that price, lock it in. It will go into inventory that way for that lot, and then when you sell it, when the customer buys it, it can pick up that price.
Okay. So I would assume you'd have to be selling or entering an order in finished goods by lot to be able to use that.
Yep,
option.
you have to be set up that way. There's another option here we can take a look. On the PO inventory shipping tab, you do exactly right, have to be set up as enter finished good orders by lot. It won't work unless that's set.
Okay. That
Okay.
makes sense.
And then just to run through real quick an example here. So if I close out, go into order entry, if I add a finished good order, and I select my item. Okay, so it shows me the unit price coming off the item here, but if I select a specific lot that has a price that differs from that, it will pick up that lot price here.
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay, so
Great.
that's the difference there.
Okay.
Okay. Next we can go into accounts receivable. Now we've had ability to edit posted invoices in the past with certain information. Okay, but you'll notice we've added a spot here for 5 user definable fields. In the past we've allowed to edit line item PO, line item comments, description, stuff like that.
Right.
Now you'll be able to edit the user defined fields very simply. If you click the drop down here, I can select one. If I need to free type, I can free type in there. Just hit the apply button, save. That will save it. If you've got this pulled onto a report, if if you print the invoice, it'll show up.
Okay.
Or it'll just save in the database if you're reporting off it in some other way.
Okay, so if I've posted an invoice and I've made a mistake on it, a user-defined field, I want to do some sort of reporting with it, I can change it and still see it updated on the report.
Exactly.
Okay.
Best case, if you're tracking commission or FSC information, stuff like that, you need that information. Somebody they save it, they post it, you can go back and make the change.
Great.
Okay. All right. Next, there's a user permission setting. If I go into the user rights in the miscellaneous tab down at the bottom here, a restriction from editing PO receipts cost. Very straightforward. If you enter a PO receipt with that option selected, that user won't have the ability to change the cost.
Okay.
They'll only be able to enter the quantity. How many came in. That's it. Okay.
Which would be a good option if your shipping person is receiving them in. You don't want them to touch costs.
Exactly, and that's exactly what it. Yep.
Okay.
That's
great.
exactly what it is. Okay. And then the last option, or the last change, I should say, actually deals with our month-end utility. Users integrating inventory that run the month-end utility. Those users know by now that outside services really only allows one GL code for outside service cost of goods, which has always been a problem for people. So we've added an ability to set the cost of goods GL code at the PO line item level and have the month-end utility pick that up.
Okay.
Okay, so if we come in here for a second, I'm actually going to open up the suppliers for a second. If we drill into an outside service here, okay, we've actually had this ability for a little while now. I can set a GL code here at the supplier product. So if I add a purchase order for this supplier, select this product, it will put that GL code on the PO line item.
Okay.
The problem, the month-end utility wasn't picking that specifically up off the PO line.
I see.
So now going forward it will.
Okay.
Okay, which will give you a lot more ability with outside services to set it either at the supplier level, the product level. You know, you can kind of predefine that. So
And then still use that month-end integration to be able to.
absolutely.
Great.
It's a lot more flexibility there.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions with
No,
those?
that was it. Thank you.
Okay, great, thank you. Well, this was another episode of EPMS Tech Talk. I'm Chris Costa.
And I'm Joanne LaFlamme.
Please look forward to more to come.